Boleh disampaikan dalam bahasa Indonesia, Bapak Ibu ya. Nanti kita sampaikan ke para narasumber dalam bahasa Inggris kalau memang eh, ditujukan kepada narasumber atau penulis buku.
Itu ada di chat itu Pak dari Ibu Siti Fatimah.
Oh ya, guru yang diteliti dalam 10 tahun tersebut dan bagaimana perkembangan kemampuan mereka. Berapa guru? Okay, the question perhaps for the author, it's already mentioned actually, but because this is the question, you may just directly answer. How many teachers are listed in your study here? So how many teachers and how was their development? So perhaps one, two, or three, but it's actually only one. Yeah? Azra or Stephen?
Yeah, I'll answer it.
Yeah.
This particular research had just one teacher who was followed for 10 years.
Okay. So how was the development? Could you please describe briefly how was the development?
Okay, so when the teacher started, she didn't have any confidence or thought she knew nothing as far as science was concerned. So my job as the researcher, but also as the mentor, was to help her to see that she already knew a lot of science. And so in the beginning, we had in the first year, for example, we had 4 meetings. We might have had 4 or 5 phone conversations, and we might have had emails. But as time went, we only had 2 meetings every year, one at the beginning, one at the end, and asking for anything in between. Okay, right, there's something here. So in between, if she needed any help, she would ring or send me an email and say, I don't understand this. And I would answer it. And that said, it will take me a minute to do that. So it wasn't come here, sit down and learn for a day. It was small bites as needed. Does that answer the question?
I'll just add on there that we hear a lot about research where you have to have lots of interviews, you research 50 people, there's a survey. And what is very special about this book is it's about one mentor and one student over 10 years. That's what makes this book special.
Yeah, long period of time. Yeah. And it's a relationship that is carrying on. The teacher, the content of the book would be about 4 years old. So that's another 4 years on that.
So at the moment, the teacher still being an early childhood teacher, or?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And what has happened is that she won't call herself mentor, but all of those who work with her have learned how to do it as well.
Yeah, being a learner.
They used to write the learning story by saying, Johnny, you came in, you sat down, you played with the blocks, you did this. It was all teacher-centered. And now they write down, when I asked you this question, this is the answer you gave me. Two-way. The next question. Yes, Pak Kadafi.
I'm sorry, I'm still here. Yeah, could you please give us the information, Azra or perhaps Stephen, about the development of the teacher, because this is a long period of research, so 10 years.
Yes.
So starting from zero until she become really confident in teaching science. How many years that starting from zero and finally he feel, okay, I'm confident enough to teach science in early childhood.
Right. She was confident enough to teach science after 3 months. After
Okay.
3 months. After that, all the development is about looking for new examples, bringing new things, adding new ways of teaching. So she gained the confidence within 3 months because she did apple, then here, and then she did something else, and then she's making fruit salad. And so it didn't take a long time. But the tools in the toolkit took a long time to develop. New things got introduced. So what I'm saying is that we give you the examples in the book that have been picked from over those 10 years. So you can see and use them.
All right. Thank you very much. Jadi Bapak Ibu, khususnya Ibu Siti Adija dan Bapak Ibu yang lain, tadi pertanyaannya terkait dengan bagaimana perkembangan guru yang diteliti dan berapa orang guru. Jadi ternyata yang diteliti oleh para penulis buku ini hanya satu orang Bapak Ibu. Jadi hanya fokus meneliti satu orang from zero. Jadi kalau buku yang sering kita baca di Indonesia itu from zero to hero ya. Jadi betul-betul dari nol. Tidak ada without any self confidence in teaching science. Jadi tidak pernah terbayang bahwa dia bisa mengajar tentang sains karena backgroundnya mungkin bukan bidang sains. Jadi selama 10 tahun penelitian itu hanya ada yang menarik itu ada mentor. Jadi para peneliti atau di dalam hal ini Prof. Azra itu sebagai mentor. Kemudian guru yang tadi mengajar itu sebagai student. Jadi hanya ada mentoring, kemudian ada student. Dan mereka hanya bertemu 2 kali. Ini menarik juga. Jadi hanya bertemu di awal dan di akhir. Sisanya apa? Sisanya mereka konsultasi lewat email, konsultasi lewat telepon, kemudian mungkin lewat platform online gitu ya, konsultasi bagaimana perkembangan apa yang harus dilakukan. So yes, Stefan.
Muhammad, Azra, you have a good question in the chat. Nourel has asked a question, and she says scientific concepts in Indonesia in early childhood are observing, asking, communicating, associating, and collecting information. What is your thought from this book?
This study. Well, this is really interesting. There was a lot of observation. Every time the children engaged with something, you observe an apple, you observe an insect, you observe a butterfly. There's lots of observation. The teacher asked the question, and the children began to ask questions. You know why? A very little children, if you ask them to not do something, they say why. And you want them to do something, they say why. So there was a lot of why questions being asked by the children. Communicating, the teacher learned, instead of writing the assessment, I think this is what the child has learned, she talked to the children. And when she talked to the children, they communicated back. And then language development happened. So the child, if the teacher said, what color is your balloon? The child said red. Then the teacher would say, oh, you're saying your balloon is red. What else can you tell me about your balloon? It is light. Oh, your balloon is red and light. So what you're doing is you're increasing there through communicating, you're making those associations happen. Collecting information. a child that has learned, so one day when they did apples or bananas or whatever, 6 months later, if you brought the apples out, the children who learned about it talked about it to the ones who were new, who were younger. So the knowledge was being shared between older children and younger children. So concept development, you see, when we talk about conceptual understanding, we are not talking about high-powered theories. Conceptual understanding is that when you make observation, you learn things. When you look at things, you look at them deeply, so you take a closer look at them. When you feel things, you are able to communicate the ideas about how it is. It is light or heavy. See, science concepts are, is it light? Is it heavy? Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it water? Is it ice? They're all science concepts.
Azra, you've
But,
got a nice question. I'm going to give you another
yes,
question in the
sure.
chat.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has written a follow-up to this book, maybe a new book or a new discussion, is what is the role of emotion and spiritual aspects of teaching science? Emotional and spiritual.
Okay. So first thing, emotional, if you don't show emotion in your engaging with an activity, the child won't show emotion either. So if a child says, this apple is red, say, wonderful, isn't this apple red? So your emotional reaction to the child, what the child is saying, is very important for the child's emotional development. Alongside that, you've got two children. One takes the apple and the other doesn't get it. So you then say to them, oh, that's not right. You need to share it. Give it to your friend. So what you're doing is you're actually acknowledging the emotion of the other child. So that is the emotional side of things. The other part was, you asked about, was a spiritual side. So I don't know if you understood that, but I'm Muslim myself, right? So I see things from a Muslim perspective, and I also see them from a science perspective. So if I was showing the children 3 or 4 fruits, I would then say, isn't it wonderful that Allah Pak has given us all these different shapes? Isn't it wonderful that these things taste different? Isn't it wonderful that we can grow these things? Praise be to Allah for that. Allahu Akbar.
And then I'll add a point on the spiritual as well. In Tabia, education, it's always about making the person flourish.
Yes.
And that's being true to religion and the spiritual growth of people. So it's very clearly aligned that education has a spiritual dimension, of course.
Yes, yes, yes. Anything else?
Thank you very much. Jadi, let me conclude first your answer in bahasa Indonesia. Baik Bapak Ibu, jadi sebenarnya konsep pendekatan saintifik di Indonesia itu kurang lebih sama sebenarnya dengan apa yang dilakukan oleh Prof. Azra dan timnya dalam buku ini, dalam penelitian ini. Jadi ada upaya-upaya observasi misalkan, kemudian dari observasi itu ada asking question, kemudian mengkomunikasikan dan seterusnya. Tetapi permasalahannya adalah kita di Indonesia ini belum sepenuhnya bisa melakukan itu karena ya berbagai macam kendala, diantaranya mungkin kurangnya pemahaman kita terkait dengan bagaimana melaksanakan atau menjalankan konsep atau pendekatan saintifik tersebut. Kemudian belum lagi ya memang banyak sekali hal-hal yang menjadi kendala kita ya, Bapak Ibu pasti sudah sangat tahu bagaimana perubahan-perubahan kurikulum yang mengharuskan kita untuk beradaptasi lagi dengan berbagai macam keadaan, padahal yang satu kita belum selesai.
No, I can't see any more questions. Yeah. I would also say, if I may, I would also say that simple things like we ask the children to wash their hands before eating food. Yes? So that is because we want our hands to be clean. But cleaning your hands and washing yourself is also part of your salah process, isn't it? Salat process, so that there is a way in which you clean yourself. You need, as you interact with things, as the children.
Yes,
I
as
can't see any questions anymore. No.
no.
Ya, Pak Hamzah. Sepertinya masih terlempar lagi ya. Uh, Kadhafi is out of the network, I think. Ya.
Muammar kelempar, bro.
Iya.
Oh,
Sepertinya
Mas.
itu namanya ini.
I'm so sorry for the
Oh ya, here
Oh, ya, ya, ya.
inconvenience.
Oke.
I don't know about my connection because it was just normal like previously, but so sorry for the inconvenience. I can say that in conclusion for the answers of Azra and also Stephen bahwa pembelajaran sains ini tentu saja sangat berkaitan Bapak Ibu dengan aspek spiritualitas kita karena kita melihat kehidupan nyata dalam aktivitas kita sehari-hari. Jadi bagaimana how we engage between science and the existence of God, whether we do some activities with perhaps like by remember that everything's created by God, etc. I think this is really important. Jadi barangkali yang perlu kita garis bawahi bahwa sebenarnya kurikulum kita juga itu sudah mengarahkan kita pada pendekatan saintifik. Cuman mungkin nanti yang menjadi challenge kita adalah bagaimana para dosen kemudian para guru bisa menggunakan apa namanya pendekatan mentorship ditawarkan tadi dan yang sudah dipraktikkan oleh para penulis buku ini. Jadi ada satu mentor kemudian bisa membimbing atau bisa bekerja sama dengan beberapa guru yang kemudian nanti bisa mempraktikkan apa namanya langkah-langkah atau cara-cara saintifik ini dalam kegiatan pembelajaran sehari-hari. Oke, are there any other questions, Bapak Ibu? Okay. This book is really good because it provides in detail how to do the current education issue in simple example related to host, collaboration, and so on. Oke, ya Bapak Ibu sangat implementatif. Tinggal kita nanti we just do like more detail in our own culture. Jadi bisa nanti apa namanya mengkombinasikan atau menggunakan apa yang ada di sekitar kita, menyesuaikan dengan kebiasaan kita sehari-hari, instead of melihat apa yang dilakukan oleh orang di luar, tapi cara-cara atau langkah-langkah yang dilakukan bisa diimplementasikan atau bisa menggunakan hal-hal yang sifatnya lokal atau yang ada di sekitar lingkungan belajar kita. Jadi nanti tentu saja equipment-nya misalkan atau alat-alat bisa sangat ditentukan oleh seperti apa karakteristik daerah. Kalau di daerah yang punya banyak buah, tentu kita bisa menggunakan resources itu untuk belajar. Kalau di daerah yang dekat dengan pesisir pantai, kita juga bisa menggunakan resource tersebut untuk melakukan langkah-langkah observasi dan seterusnya tadi. Okay, a key point for Azra is children development of sharing and communication. Jadi Bapak Ibu, kata kuncinya adalah bagaimana sebenarnya kita bisa mengembangkan siswa kita, memberikan kesempatan kepada mereka untuk sharing, kemudian mengkomunikasikan sesuatu. Jadi anak-anak itu yang penting kalau saya tangkap tadi, ketika kita sudah memberitahu konsepnya seperti apa dan mereka sudah paham itu, let them free, saja mereka mengeksplor apa yang bisa mereka eksplorasi, kemudian nanti from their exploration or observation they can try to communicate what they feel or what perhaps they hold dan lain sebagainya. Tadi ini
Terlempar lagi nih sepertinya Pak Muammar.
Ya, mungkin sudah ya Bu Maila ya, kalau tidak
Iya.
atau
Iya.
gimana. Mm-mm.
Apa ada closingnya? Ada dari ini ya pembawa acara yang pertama tadi ya, Bu
Bu Saudah,
Saudah, Saudah ya.
Bu Saudah masih ada Bu Saudah?
Atau Pak Hamzah yang tutup.
Iya, ditutup aja mungkin ya.
Iya.
Kalau nggak ada lagi Bapak Ibu sekalian, kita sudah beberapa jam dan mendengarkan banyak hal dari bicara. Oke. Gimana Prof Maila? Kita
Iya.
Oke.
Yes,
Apa
maybe we can conclude ya. Stephen,
ya.
you have anything else to say before we end this meeting?
I'd just like to say thank you very much for your time, everybody. And if anybody would like a new session, take contact with Azra and myself. Thank you.
Thank you. Azra?
I would just, it's an amazing opportunity to talk about something that I feel very passionately about. Unfortunately, I could not have Shankari here. It's just ethically, research-wise, I can't actually include her here. She's included in the book, and we have used pseudonyms right through the book. So from her, from us all, thank you very much for the opportunity. And I'm quite happy if anybody, any of you have got any questions, send me an email and I'll deal with it.
Yes. Really, we may conclude ya? Oke.
Prof Maila, monggo. Closing kan.
Pak Hamzah lah untuk menutup dan dari
Ya.
kebersamaan kita. Terima kasih Pak Hamzah.
Oke. Prof Yuli, monggo.
Cukup, Pak
Closing
Hamzah,
statement.
silakan. Cukup.
Oke.
Ya.
Professor Dobson, thank you very much for joining us. And to Azra, thank you very much for joining us. And I hope this moment is will we meet in the another moment in the another program. Azra Dobson, Prof.
Allah
Maila,
Hafiz.
terima
Allah
kasih.
Hafiz.
Prof. Yuli, terima kasih. Mas Muammar, terima kasih. Jadi walaupun kelempar-lempar, tapi kontribusinya sudah sangat luar biasa. Pada teman-teman peserta bedah buku, terima kasih atas kehadirannya pada pagi hari ini. This is a special moment because we are with the writer of the popular book, important books, and ya kita bisa mengambil banyak pelajaran dari apa yang disampaikan oleh para pemateri pada pagi hari ini, dan saya kira ini sangat dekat dengan kehidupan nyata kita, kawan-kawan sekalian, dan ini sangat praktis sekali, dan mudah-mudahan kita bisa mengambil beberapa konsep untuk kita laksanakan untuk apa anak usia dini Indonesia lebih hebat lagi. Dan ya, kita menjadi bagian di dalamnya untuk menjadikan Indonesia lebih beradab lagi, dimulai dari pendidikan sejak anak usia dini. Terima kasih atas kontribusi kepada semua kita yang hadir pada pagi hari ini. Mari kita tutup dengan membaca hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Profesor Dabsan, Azra, Prof. Maila, Prof. Yuli,
Ya, terima
Mas Zikri, Mas Omar, Mbak Ratna,
Thank you.
Thank
semuanya.
you so much,
Oke,
Bapak Ibu semua.
Ya,
izin live ya.
kita ketemu
Liv,
di
Hamzah dan
lain kesempatan
kawan-kawan.
dan kegiatan yang berbeda. Sip.
Ya, insyaallah
Ya
next.
Allah, terima kasih.
Dan kita bersyukur Indonesia masih baik-baik saja setelah 14 Februari, Prof. Maila ya.
Ini Pak Hamzah udah pakai baju kemenangan. Warnanya.
Itu ketepatan saja.
Ya. Yesterday itu election, Steven, election day di Indonesia.
Yes, election day.
Ya. Ya.
Tapi saya merasa ada yang gagal dalam tanda kutip, Prof. Maila.
Oh gitu ya.
Kita mengajar bertahun-tahun, ternyata apa basic nilai yang kita sampaikan, adik-adik pemuda punya nilai sendiri.
Ya, ya itu
Tapi nggak
perhatian.
apa-apa, semua bebas untuk menentukan pilihan kan.
So we are still waiting for the counting the votes. But yeah,
But it
ballot.
says Prabowo claims the win.
Yes.
Is it familiar for you, Prabowo, Professor?
Is that the one who's running with the son of the president? Is that right?
The son of the president,
Yeah.
Prabowo
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Gibran. Yes.
Yeah. He's the one who was the army general, correct?
Yes. How's in the news there in Australia about our election?
It's everywhere in the world. So I hear it,
Yes.
English news in England. I hear news in Australia. Yes, it's discussed in Australia. It's on main news that you've had your election, but everybody's waiting for the final result. Have you heard, Azra?
No, I haven't.
No, everybody's waiting to hear.
I have been tied up in the Pakistani elections with Imran Khan in the jail. So
Of course.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course. All right, I'm going to have to go, everybody, and I hope you
Yes.
you're happy
Thank
with
you.
your new president.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much,
Stephen.
Stephen.
Bye, Stephen.
Azra.
Catch up
Thank
with you
you,
later.
Prof.
Hamzah
Azra.
ditunggu
Next
kehadirannya ke Jakarta, Pak Kadafi dan lain-lain ya.
Siap, insya Allah,
Insya
Prof.
Allah,
Maila.
Prof. Terima kasih banyak,
Siap,
Prof.
siap. Sehat selalu, Prof. Maila.
Ya, sama-sama.
Mas Zikri,
Mas Kadafi.
Bu Ratna,
Mbak
thank you so
Ratna.
much. Mohon maaf
Ya.
atas masalah
Saya tutup Zoom-nya
connection.
ya.
Ya.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Pak Kadafi, Pak Hamzah,
Oke.
semuanya.